Okay, assuming we are live, welcome back to Getting Worked. It's your boy Jared. I'm hanging out here with my boy Ian. We're here just in time for the final match. Got Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Got it live on Peacock and also running on my WWE 2K25 just to have it. Um, but yeah, this is I had family over and stuff for Easter dinner and everything, and so
Oh, sure.
watching a bunch of it on my phone as I could, but luckily
We
it
talked about
was.
it. We
Go ahead.
talked about it a bit yesterday about it being kind of a little odd that it was on an Easter weekend, but hey,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but just in time for the match that really matters. So
yeah. This is the one. This is the one where it all bring on the chaos. Bring on the chaos.
yeah. But hey, a couple surprises tonight from what I was able to see. You know, Joe Hendry coming in for Randy.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
man
Brandy.
coming back. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Brandy
It's kind
Rhodes.
of interesting not seeing Brandy as much. I guess she's just pretty much just focusing on the mom stuff.
Yeah,
But
she's
back
a mom.
in AEW, you saw her all
Oh
over the
yeah.
place.
Well, she was trying to be a wrestler then too. I think
Yeah.
yeah. It could also be that well, Cody's doing pretty well for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's just barely able to make ends meet, bills and stuff. So I guess
Yeah, I think he's doing
maybe
okay. He's just kind of
yeah,
scraping by,
I
but
think he's doing just all right. He gets to focus on something far more important, and that's called being a mom at home.
yeah.
Of course, he has his back. Cena has his back as he's getting announced.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all the things backwards. Are they gonna boo him? Are they gonna boo Cody? Cody is hyping up the ring announcer.
Oh yeah.
Cody is like, come on, give it to me, get it to me. All right, we are underway. Turn this up in my ear a little bit so I can hear a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's
Did we make a call on who we thought was going to win? I think I
no.
did on the short earlier.
Okay.
I'll let you. I'll let
I
you do it.
mean, I see. I don't really
You don't do
care.
that. Yeah.
No, and I'm rarely like I'm more concerned with the
The
story
story
they tell with it after the fact. And I could see it go a bunch of different ways here. I'm more curious to see, okay, when's The Rock showing up?
Yeah. You almost have to assume that he's got to be here, right?
Some point in time, you got to get involved in this storyline more than you have been.
More than yeah. Well, so I could see Rock has to be here tonight. Like if
He
it's
I'd be very
it's a
surprised if he's
miss.
not.
quite frankly, if he's not.
Yeah.
I get, well, they could do this and this, and it's Cena's moment. Okay, maybe, sure. But if you wanted it to be Cena's moment, you don't go through all the pomp and circumstance of, maybe he's a heel, but he has to kind of be it on his own. If that's the case, why bring Rock in? Like, it just muddy the waters for no reason. I think Cena wins tonight. I think Rock is definitely involved tonight. And I believe that Seth, I think we talked about this last night, Seth is going to join them. Rock and Cena aren't going to be there every week, so somebody has to represent their faction, for lack of a better term. I mean, that's
right.
Somebody has to be there week in, week out. Paul Heyman, good mouthpiece. He can do the talking. Seth is here every night. He could be there. I threw a complete curveball on the short that I did, and I got to thinking about it afterwards. Like, I don't know, even if I did this is out there. LA Knight. LA Knight switches and is with Seth.
He'd be a good one for it. He'd be a good one for it. I'm just not, I guess I'm not as sold on the Seth connection. I agree in the sense of needing somebody, unless, I mean, Cena's been there showing up every week. Not that he would be wrestling at all, but maybe it's kind of just more of a, talking, sticking it down the fans' throats or whatever. But I agree, like, my biggest concern has been this kind of tie-in to The Rock. It's almost like this is something that you could have done. The entire storyline could have been done without The Rock involved at all.
Right.
Period.
If he's not going to be. Yeah.
And it's not even... No reason. Like, you could have removed him from it altogether and still had the swerve, still had all that, and it wouldn't have missed a beat. And that's probably my biggest issue with this whole thing. Is, yeah, I think it makes more sense for Cena to win. I can't see what kind of a story you're gonna tell without it being Cena winning. Right. Because it's like, okay, yeah. what for? Like, what's You mean
you turn heel all this time? You've been a good guy. You turn heel and then you don't win. I mean, what in the world? Why go bad guy? You know what I mean? Like, you could have been a good guy and lost.
He's also going after that record.
Yeah.
I mean, there's too much there that just speaks to, like, okay, now this has got to happen. I
also think I love Cody. Cody's I like Cody outside the ring and inside. Like, he's that guy that I like, that he blurs the line between, like, the reality. I think wrestling's at its peak when you can do that.
Sure.
He's one of those outside the ring with the whole AEW thing coming back. Like, all of that's real stuff that he's done. And even I say he has to lose. Like, he become that baby face that everybody hates. And he's supposed to be the good guy, but everybody really, really doesn't like him. Cena of the, like, 2010s, 2015, somewhere in that neighborhood, where the whole John Cena sucks chant, Super Cena, all that stuff. People are like, all right, we're tired. We don't want to see you anymore. Because there for a while, I mean, Cena, he was, the hero, but he wasn't the people were tired of him. Like, there was some go away heat.
Oh times. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, okay, we kind of don't like you, or we're getting kind of antsy. They're like, no, for real, we're good with anybody else winning, or just being on our screen. We just don't want to see you. So I think that would happen with Cody if he won. And then, like you said, like, where are we going with the whole storyline? Why'd you bring Rock in? Why'd you turn Cena heel? Like, it's not even one of those, like, stay tuned, it'll be interesting to find out. It'll be like, yeah, I don't care. I don't want to stay tuned. You had me up until now, and now I'm bored. What? Now I know you're just insane. Let me pull up everything on this side so I can see that as well.
And again, another piece of this is the what is it, the lead in Cody getting over time and time again. Like John rarely had any real shine at all, and
Right.
during this entire lead, like Cody would always end up with a crossroads on him. I mean, so
Yeah.
that it's like, okay, that's way too on the nose. Like,
Yeah, what are we doing?
It is gonna
Again,
have to be
what are we
John winning
doing?
this. Like,
Talking about some Ric Flair.
mm-hmm.
Woo. He does have a certain hero complex. little bit. He does have a little bit of a hero complex. Cena's been dominating through most of this early
Pretty
on.
much. Yep.
Another person that I could see joining up. So I threw out Seth Rollins. You weren't biting on that one as much. I said LA Knight. Have another one. Drew
Okay.
McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Possibly.
I still say along with Seth and Paul. But
See, and I guess I think where I'm leaning more towards someone like an LA Knight right now, as opposed to say like a Seth and Paul, is that so? You know, Seth with Paul Heyman could stand on their own really easily.
mm-hmm.
Like they could just do their own thing and then really, really draw a lot of attention. And I mean, LA Knight's like actually in a really good place for it. I think just because he's hot.
He needs something. Yeah.
But he needs something else. And I could see where it makes a little bit more sense to then in turn be able to elevate him up. And whereas if you do throw Seth into it and just Seth, like I could see if you do both, but like again, Seth doesn't need it. Right. And so that's kind of where I'm thinking here. Like you could do that storyline with Seth and Paul, especially for at least immediately for a while. So I don't know. I mean,
so LA Knight and Cena, and I thought with LA Knight joining would be because Cena and LA Knight kind of had maybe about a year ago, I guess it was, where they had tagged up and they were on, teamed up. He could kind of go, that route. He's following his mentor, for lack of a better term. I could see Drew McIntyre. You need someone other than Drew. I think Drew. I struggle with him because I don't particularly care for Drew.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I just don't find him all that interesting or intriguing. So he can't be the leader. He can't like he's not. I mean, to me, anyhow. Others out there they feel differently. He's good enough. Like he's a good big guy. That's the enforcer. Perfect for that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I just think with this group, you need that. What I thought was with Seth. If Seth is there, that's the superpowered mouthpiece face that's there every week. The guy that's going to go after the other title. You know what I mean? Like he's going to go after Jay, and it gives Jay some credibility, kind of holding that title by having to fight Seth. Like he's not fighting. I mean, all due respect to Gunther, he's not Seth. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
as far as
Sure.
like being able to go after him and Roman, it keeps Roman over there on the quote good guys side of things. Him and Roman are not going to team up. Rock is clearly going to go against Roman at some point. Like
Sure.
it kind of you have that divided line. Drew would fit on the side with Seth then, or on the side with Rock, where as so Cena goes like this. What Jared and I, or at least what I was laughing at, I saw Cena goes and like throws his hand up to do the "You can't see me."
Cody catches the
Cody
eye.
pops him in, pops
Yep.
him in the eye.
Now actually getting some offense in.
Been all Cena so far. Cena's taking sweet ass time. Cody Cutter. Am I a split second behind you? Because I hit mute. I hit pause there for a second.
You might be, but it definitely sounds like you're close. It's
okay. Cody doing some juking and jiving.
Oh yeah.
Bionic elbow. Nope. Doesn't get it. Cena got him with the AA. Oh, not even two. Not even two. Mm. Cena going with the "You can't see me." Is he going to actually get him this time? 5-knuckle shuffle. He gets him. Going for that second AA. Cody almost got him. This can't be a long match, right? Like it can't. See, as Cody correctly pointed out, he's not exactly known for being a wrestler. Like, John, what was it? The 5 moves of doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that the video game that you're showing is not too far off from what's actually happening in the ring. It's
Well,
funny because I can see it.
Yeah, they
I'm
all have
seeing
their
it out
moves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just depends on when those moves are coming through. But there's
Off the second rope.
mm-hmm.
AA off the second rope. No dice. Like Cena got scraped on his eye.
Yeah, he's had that since early on, even before the eye poke. He had that.
But he catches him with the power bomb off the top. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, Cena doesn't
It's
really
funny.
belong trying to do too many like top rope moves, you know.
I don't think I've ever seen him win anything off the top rope. It's like Rick. He's not quite as bad as Ric Flair. Ric Flair, if he ever did he ever hit a move off the top rope without
I
getting
don't think
thrown
so.
off?
I don't think so. I think they had him do one as a joke. It was kind of but it didn't go anywhere. But I think they finally had him do one and it actually landed. But there's always a running gag with him. Never. Yeah.
He was always gonna catch him. Cena acting like he's hurt his leg. Going for another AA. We were talking about this last night. Finishing moves just mean nothing anymore. Unless you do like 5 in a row.
Yeah.
He's trying to go with the F. It's the S.
STFU.
STFU. Yeah. I was like, I'm getting my letters wrong. I was like, I know I'm missing a letter in there somewhere. Trying to get to the ropes. Back to the middle of the ring. This match almost doesn't seem like it started until you hear Rock's music. Like I'm just sitting here the whole time, just waiting for Rock to come out. Like okay, yeah, like Travis Scott, somebody.
You gotta see The Rock.
Jimmy. Somebody. Solo. Solo was another one that I was thinking about. Because one of the Samoans have to be on Rock's side. You know what I mean? Like somebody in that group. I don't think Jacob would be the natural one, but I think Jacob is. I think he's about to take flight by himself. No official. No, the official's down. He has been sniped. Someone sniped him from the crowd. Cena rolling to get something, clearly. Clearly, he's going to pull some brass knucks from somewhere, right?
Well, that's what I was wondering because he used to pull that back.
No. Okay, he does the exposed.
Yeah.
He's exposed turnbuckle. Bounces him off the steel twice. Going for the AA. Nope. Cody kicks out. All right, so that was the desperation heel move. He's got to call for help now, right?
Or at the very least, Rock. You could see Rock saying, "Okay,
help comes out. All right, you tried it by yourself.
Guy's not going to do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh look, right on cue. Right on cue.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott. I don't get the hardcore title. I don't understand. Bing. Gonna get a copyright strike. Cactus Jack crew.
I gotta tell you, this is the weirdest combination. Cactus Jack and Travis Scott. I don't think I'd ever put them together. That just feels like that's
What
how
does
that would go.
Foley even know that he's?
Maybe not. He might not.
I don't think he's
strong. I don't think he knows.
I don't think he's even like anything to
His
do with
lawyers
it.
should be definitely, yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? Taking 3
This
years.
is like
to
the
get down to
longest
ring.
run in. This
I mean,
this is
it a
almost
run-in? Do we
this is
call it a
almost
run-in?
this is almost taking as long as Piper whatever her name is running from the for the Royal Rumble match because of all
like
that long ass ramp.
And it was curved. It was like it was zigzagged and curved. What do we hold it? What happened?
Yeah, okay.
Right, so
like ref
what is happening? This is
what is this actually gonna okay, and this is just the
all right, Cody Rhodes goes, he gets it. Crossroads. 1, 2, ref's gonna get pulled out. Yep, there we are. Ref got pulled out. This ref has a glass jar.
Oh yeah.
He is hit. He's got knocked out again. Travis Scott going in the ring. Cody taunting him. Travis Scott says, "Here we go." Travis Scott in the ring with Cody Rhodes. Mono a mano. Yeah, that I don't know. Like best case. What do you think? Oh yeah. Crossroads. Travis Scott gets crossroaded right in the middle of the ring. I don't know if that's how you say it, but in the weirdest dance off. Cena begging off. Please, sir. Please. I'm an old man. My hair is falling out. Didn't start. Please, sir. I'll kick you in the nuts. Cena takes out Cody with the belt. The ref is slowly coming to, crawling into the ring. 1, 2, nope. 3. So Cena wins. Right about that.
We get Travis Scott interfering. You effectively protect Cody because it was all shenanigans.
Well, that was always going to happen,
but,
right?
Well, yeah. I kind of almost wonder if there was going to be a little bit of something, and maybe they'll start to play with this a little bit, where maybe it's like the conscience starts to, hit John a little bit more. But yeah, we've got basically the kind of win that you're expecting to get. I'm still waiting to see.
That's right.
you know, it's going to be one of these
Crowd
things where
cheering.
it's just like,
Crowd's cheering.
yeah, like where. Yeah, you remember that storyline where The Rock kind of was somewhat involved in this one thing, but then like never showed up again, and like.
I'm not even sure that Rock was actually giving a signal. He might have just been scratching his neck that day.
I guess.
It was just, he was a little itchy. He had just shaved, maybe, and it was just like, oh, you know, you shave, got some little hair still there. He was just like, oh, that's. There we go. I mean,
that ref. I don't like.
the ref, it was the glass jaw, man.
Man, like that, especially that pullout. Like, there's no reason for you to have just gone out, man.
Yeah, what are you doing? So Cody loses. I don't know, man. This is more exciting yesterday.
Yeah. This does feel a bit anticlimactic. I mean, like, what?
Yeah.
And it's one thing to drop the belt, but to look away while you're dropping the belt, that's just stupid.
This is stupid. Yeah, like that would never be a thing that you do. Who was it that said, as soon as you start doing stuff that you would never do, everybody realizes it's kind of dumb? I think it was Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash was talking about
he was saying, like, yeah, when I was younger, I could do drop kicks. I could do some of these things, but why would I?
Why would I do that?
So he beat the Flair record.
Yeah, that's one of those records that's kind of weird too. Is it a record? Is 17? They said that it depends on which ones you count, because he's more like 24.
Yeah.
But 16's been the record. Everyone's
just been kind of counting on 16.
That for
I think within like certain promotions and things like that. John doing it all in one promotion.
Yeah. Now there's something to be said for that. That absolutely counts.
But also some of that has to just do with the era. Like when Flair was doing his thing, they're really like the NWA was a collective. You didn't really have.
It wasn't any right. It was more just territories and states. Yeah. I mean,
still no Rock.
Nothing happened that I don't think I've had a WrestleMania end in a long time where I wasn't even like really pissed off or like really
excited. Yeah.
And I'm kind of just like, how is that match different? You could almost have that match on Raw.
That's what I was just thinking.
You know what I mean?
Like there's no real
even if you don't have it on Raw, okay, that might be a little disrespectful, but it could have been Backlash.
Sure.
Or it could have been Money in the Bank. Or, you know what I mean? Not Rumble, not SummerSlam, not Survivor, not the big four, really. You know what I mean? Not any of the big four. And you'd have been like, oh, okay. Elimination Chamber last month. Could have been that.
Sure. Okay. It'd almost be like a setup match for a WrestleMania.
Sure,
to then really do something like
have something. Yeah.
Especially night 2.
What? Like, this is the
this is supposed to be this is supposed to be the final thing, like leading up, and like the quote unquote next season starts tomorrow night on Raw.
Yeah. I I think it was a bigger deal last night with Seth.
Oh well, because again, the
You know what I mean?
yeah, there's more layers to the storyline there that have now been established, right? And so,
right.
you know, here they're really, and that's where I was wondering where maybe there might have been a little bit more of you know, especially since The Rock hasn't been really involved at
Around.
all.
Mhm.
Maybe where there might be something where then you set it up, you could still have John win, but you could almost kind of see some kind of conflict there where it's the, hey, look, you know, kind of what they did now. It's like, okay, like I told you, it's like, all right, look, you want to be a good guy or do you want to be a winner?
Wanna
Okay,
win it.
fair
Right,
enough.
yeah.
But at the same time, I think he'd have been, it's much more straightforward for John to do it. Yeah, with a little bit of interference, fair enough. But it almost would have been, I don't know, more nuanced story to have The Rock and have Travis sort of be the one out there, kind of that unsolicited help,
Sure.
that unwanted help
Right.
in that way, and kind of having the conflict. It's kind of the, well, you know, I said you do whatever you got to do, so fair enough. But at the same time, like part of him like wanting to be the one to, well, what happened tonight? Where it's like I hit him with, I hit him with the belt, but like have something where like The Rock got more involved somehow.
Yes.
So it's kind of again. So it kind of just goes to speak to it. It's like, why even have The Rock as part of it at all? He doesn't add anything to this. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter at all. They could have had it not even what, like, again, you could have not even had Travis Scott. Like, you could have just had this been straight Cena and Cody, and it wouldn't have missed a beat. And, you know, you could have even figured out some other way of kind of working out some of the distraction. Cena figure out a way to take the ref out, you know, without necessarily.
Just kept getting, I mean, honestly, you could have just let the ref do whatever because he would have knocked himself out 5 or 6 more times.
Probably. He'd have sneezed too hard.
Yeah, he sneezed and thrown his. Yeah, he might have been done right then.
Passed out from an aneurysm or something.
He's out. There's no more.
Yeah, it's I don't. I kind of feel. It just kind of feels like dead air.
It's like, all right, that also happened, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, yeah, make it make. It's not even so much of a make it make sense kind of situation. It's give me a reason to care at this point. And so now again, we said at the beginning, like, really, it would have to be Cena winning because otherwise it
really doesn't make sense.
This is kind of like this is the kind of the lesser of two evils in a way.
Yeah.
But to have it just be sort of kind of a dud win and like the thing where the ref got bumped in the corner. Like, you could have done so much more with that situation. Like, you could have really had that whole moment with the belt. You could have had like all this stuff. Yeah, it probably would have been a shorter match, especially wouldn't have Travis Scott taking 5 years to get to the ring. But like,
he took so long.
And the ref was even like awake at that point when he came down. So it's kind of like, I was kind of wondering, like, okay, how are we going to play this? Because are you
it's not a no DQ?
Well, that's the thing. And so that's where they had to kind of play the shenanigans there, because if they try to do anything legitimately, then the ref would have just called a DQ. And then, that gets you nothing.
You hear Big E?
No.
He said, and they're doing the review, of what happened. And he said, and here comes Travis Scott taking his sweet ass time.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah. I did hear that.
He did. When I say he took, first off, he posed at the top for.
That's the trick. He it wasn't even like he was just steadily moving slowly.
No.
Dude stood there for a month.
like he has he saw Rock do that one time and was like, "That's how you walk to the ring." No, you're not Rock, man. No, that's not how you walk. No, that's not how you do it. No one is that impressed with your sheer presence being there, but not in wrestling. I'm just saying. Especially because he's not even new at this point. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my goodness, Travis Scott is there. Like, okay, yeah, he's been there like the last 3 or 4 pay-per-views.
And I don't know, give me a reason to give a crap about Travis Scott, because this isn't doing it. This is not getting me there. Like,
granted, we are not the demographic. We are a little old for this demographic. However,
well, it's like any celebrity. Like, even let's say it was someone else that was like, in kind of most other circumstances, I'd be hyped to see. Then it'd been like, and especially then in turn, bring him out for WrestleMania, have the pop be then, and then it's also kind of the wait, what, huh? Why is he involved? Why, like, what's the connection there? And then it's like this. All right, you bring him in one time, he almost blows up your whole program by potentially blowing out Cody's eardrum, and then nothing.
Yeah, I don't get Wheatley vodka. It's actually a pretty good vodka. It's not really expensive either.
I'll have to try that.
I want to say it was $30 or less. Variety.
Still being diplomatic.
Yeah. Yeah, he came and did the handshake and said, "I'm sorry," and just walks off.
And then just yeah.
Does he become Homelander off of this? I don't know what kind of twist that would be, but do you know what understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like eventually
I
he's
do.
Be Homelander eventually, but you cheered, y'all turned on me. You cheered for this guy. I've been the person this whole time. They're doing everything they can to make sure that the 5th guy on that list disappears, so they don't have to keep him listed. Somebody, whoever's at 10, buddy, you're getting a push.
You're getting a push, buddy. It's your time, son.
It's your time.
Well, so crazy is, so I was watching some of the pregame stuff before the in-laws showed up, and they're talking about how Randy's like, so this is WrestleMania 41, and Randy Orton's been in 20 of them.
How crazy is that?
I remember Randy coming out, like, and I remember him doing like the promos because he had the dislocated shoulder or a broken arm or something, and he'd give like the updates on on all that stuff. Like 03, 04 or something, somewhere around there, and now he's like
just showing how old we are.
Oh, I know. Like 20 years of Orton on there, and it's just like, it also just seemed to me like you would think that the like WrestleMania would have been older than that.
Oh, yeah. When you and I were very much alive when WrestleMania started.
That is true. Yeah. That is very, very true.
I remember WrestleMania, the first one. Not like I remember sitting there watching it. But I remember it being a thing.
Yeah.
I was old enough to remember that. But
So some of the other matches we got.
Yeah,
The first
yeah.
one off the top of my head is the
let's talk about those
Io
before
Sky
we
retaining.
Yes,
She was able to
I called
retain
that
her
one.
belt.
Who's
Yeah,
winning?
yeah. I think it like for me it seemed to be either her or Bianca. I felt like it would make more sense
Yeah.
if it wasn't going to be Io to go to Bianca, but I'm not really surprised by that one. Um, Dominic getting the win in that fatal four way was not on my 2025 bingo card anywhere. I'll tell you that much.
I agree with you. So I'm watching the match, and it's a goofy thing to pay attention to. But I've noticed with Triple H's WWE, they tend to listen to the crowd.
Sure.
Much more. And for better or worse, that's can be debated, but they do listen. And you can Dominic hasn't been getting booed
as much. Yeah.
Like, and he's progressively gotten more. And I noticed it completely. In fact, I turned to Elaine and was like, "Hey, he's gonna win." He was like,
and see, that's the thing. I couldn't listen to the match. That was one that I was watching just sort of.
All of a sudden during the match, it was, everybody's okay, yay, boo, and then he did a couple of moves. He started doing Eddie's the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
He does that and the crowd starts cheering. And I was like, I don't think I've ever heard them cheer for him doing that. I was like, he's gonna win. Like I don't know why I think that just off of cheering. That's the most ridiculous reason for it. I was like, he's gonna win. And yeah. So the way
and I think the way they did it also like makes sense. Having Finn like this close to getting it, and then having Dominic take advantage of that, and just the lie, cheat, and steal. I mean, it's right in Eddie's playbook. Like he'd have done the same damn thing, so that makes sense. And so it does help to kind of break that. So we're going to see Judgment Day pretty much just at least from Finn's like Carlito's still going to be in Dominic's corner. The two ladies, the tag teams, Liv and what's her name? Raquel.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah. You could see, they're gonna stay with Dom, so you can see Finn's gonna be, bouncing off on their end, and I can see how, regardless of how it went in terms of who won, you could tell like this was going to be the match to pretty much just split Finn and Dominic up. It makes sense storyline wise. Also, the way they came out, they both. I was able to see the entrances, and you could see even the color. Like neither one of them were coming out to like Judgment Day. Like I pretty much think like Judgment Day is going to be done, and it's going to be a new faction kind of building up out of this. Afterwards, because it's
Judgment Day's kind of played out.
It is.
Like they were cool there for a little while, but I'll be honest with you, I always thought they were one of those groups that sort of had no direction. You know what I mean? Like Edge started them. They've been around since Edge was Edge.
Yeah, I know. This was like
they've been around for a long while.
Like when he first came out, like he came back,
Yeah.
Wasn't too long after that, and so screw this guy.
I don't know. It's your boy.
Yeah, it is.
Logan Paul.
Punk ass.
Jared's favorite wrestler.
I guarantee you he doesn't even have prom in that bottle.
Oh no.
He doesn't even drink his own stuff. He's not It's
not great. Have
no.
you ever had it?
No, because I refuse to spend money on it. So, but I've heard and
It's not great. It's not great. It's not the worst drink I've ever. I don't particularly like those energy drinks or that type of drink anymore.
Yeah.
Even my son was like, I don't think. Yeah, it's bad for you. He said
Oh, it
got
is.
all,
It's
like, he
terrible.
ran through like all the stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like nobody should drink that crap.
No, it's pretty bad.
It's like then they like had like this whole like Lunchables ripoff that ended up selling with like moldy cheese.
That's funny. Bad, but funny.
He just keeps winning. Like he keeps winning fake wrestling matches, but he can't like
Scripted, not fake.
fine scripted. Well, not for him, it's fake because
So bitter. Every time you do that, you make me actually like want to pull for him more, right? Like
that's fine. If you want to root for someone who legitimately should be a convict, then you go right ahead.
He should definitely be.
Like he should be in jail right now. Like
yeah, he should definitely.
But moving on from that crap.
Anyhow, yes.
Yeah.
So
we talked about.
We can come, since we're sitting
EO,
here, we're talking about him. We can let's get the AJ Styles Logan Paul out the way right now. So Logan Paul won. It was a match. It was kind of cool with the he had the drone. I thought that was probably the best part of the whole match. The way he had the drone, and it was that was the best part of the whole match. If you haven't seen it, easily the best part. Anyhow, so moving on, that match was covered.
The only one thing I would say there on the AJ Styles side, then they need to, because like leading up to this match, they've had like these little kind of like they'd have AJ doing an interview with someone or out in like the back, areas, and then you'd have Karrion Kross come out and almost kind of
devil on the shoulder thing.
Kinda. And almost kind of a more intriguing kind of way of doing this kind of thing as opposed to what The Rock has been doing.
Which is nothing so far.
So you're going to expect to see some kind of continuation on that story now, because Karrion's been almost insinuating with AJ. He's like, okay, look, hey, basically he's like, look, at some point in time, you're gonna start picking up what I'm putting down here, right?
Right.
And so now with AJ losing this match, I kind of figured he would, or somehow Karrion, because it didn't really make sense for Karrion to get involved here, because I couldn't really see that necessarily leading to AJ,
right,
switching over with him,
right.
So I think this is one of those where, okay, it's I've been telling you. I've been telling you. And so I think that they need to start doing something with that, because otherwise it's really going to start to just get annoying.
Like this, you did it, and it's like, all right, that was
what is it? Yeah, what does this mean?
Almost like you said, like Rock.
Yeah, so they got to pay that off. They got to start to build on that. But yeah, I think other than that, to me, from my point of view, but I don't think they did anything with that with Karrion during the night. I don't think so. Like I said, I was watching on and off, so
I don't remember seeing them. So
they'll probably start to work that in on the shows. I'm trying to remember, are they on Raw or SmackDown? I can't remember right now. Is it Raw?
They're on SmackDown. Almost positive they're on SmackDown.
So then this Friday night we'd start to see something. Everyone's really trying to push this whole stream boo junk. I saw this. Actually, I've seen this on a couple other streams too. Man, first of all,
him say he wanted to fight Roman Reigns.
Oh, I'm not listening to him.
Okay.
Because I refuse to hear his voice.
Okay, because it's sort of annoying.
I just got it muted.
Of the two of us, I'm the one that doesn't have just pure rage when I see him. And I'm like, and we're done.
But anyway,
And
so we got Fluffy paroled 5. So I'm assuming it's like you've been paroled for 5 weeks, Fluffy. Well, you've been banned forever from our channel, trying to push your junk again. Like stream boo, dude. Like you're not getting anywhere with that name, man.
It's not difficult to fish those out.
Anyway. All right. So what else? We had the women's tag team match, which I thought was cool because you had the man come back, and we were also wondering if maybe she had retired or something potentially because she hadn't been around. And
I knew she hadn't retired. Did we talk about that last night?
We talked about that last night. We were like the question mark. I think I can't remember if it was Tony or Cam or something like that.
I must have been. I think that was during the part where you were solo.
Oh, it might have been. Just because they were wondering, and it's like I was like, did she retire? I didn't hear that, but I knew she's been away, and but yeah, so that was good to see. That was cool to see.
Yeah.
It's interesting now too. So it's like, okay, you run this angle where Bayley gets attacked, then to basically work this like mystery partner angle to bring Becky Lynch back. And so that's going to be interesting because so now what? You have Valkyria and Lynch, effectively the tag team champs. What does that mean for Becky? Because I'm sorry, not Becky, Bayley. Yeah. Because she was the one supposed to be in that match. So that's gonna be interesting to see how they play that out, especially given how long Bayley and Becky have known each other.
Sure. One of the original 4 horsewomen.
One of the 4. Yep. So that will be interesting to see how they work that. Now it'd be a nice little potential, storyline there. I'd be kind of curious to see how they back to the EO Sky thing, just because they're running the review on that one.
I was just seeing that too. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not entirely surprised by it, but at the same time, it is kind of one of those. Okay, well, what are we doing storyline wise here? What are we going to do with this now? Because now we haven't really changed the dynamic very much. So not sure with that one. Trying to think what else. Randy got his 20th WrestleMania match. Yep. And I think at one point I think that was one of the names that got tossed out there last night. I mean, but we were all kind of just throwing things up against the wall and just see what might stick. Seemed like Go ahead.
It was a pretty decent little. I mean, for what it was thrown together last minute. Yeah.
It was a squash match, but yeah,
completely. Yeah, right. I think one of the funniest ones is where Joe Hendry, which I always think is a hilarious move that he uses anyhow, where he does the choke slam, or he attempts to do the choke slam on Randy. Randy's a good 3 or 4 inches taller than him. Like he's
been eaten.
He has been eaten. And there's at no point do you look at that and go, this could happen. No point. And Randy reacts in the only, like, he can get away with this reaction. He grabs him by, so Joe Hendry has him by the throat. And you see, all of a sudden, Randy is like, it dawns on him what he's trying to do. And he just looks in the most confused / confusion at first, but then like disdain and just like, oh, dumbass. He just like flicks him and it's okay. Like, no, what are we doing here? Oh, so yeah, he gets. So I think it was a thumb to eye or something that he's just like, no,
get out, yeah.
Get out of here with that.
Sit your ass down. We're not playing these games.
And then, he does the heel stuff and is still the hero. which is hilarious. Like he's still Randy Orton, he's still the Viper.
Yeah.
He at the end, I don't know if you saw that part. He, so the match is over. Randy has won, and by that time, Joe Hendry comes to. It's been a little while, a few minutes have passed. Joe Hendry gets up, and Randy Orton grabs his hand and holds his hand up to the crowd to one side, and he turns and he holds his hand up to the crowd, and even the other guys, or the ones that the announcers are like, I think we know what's coming. To the third side and like immediately RKO's him. And the crowd's still like, we love you, Randy. Even though that was like the heelish thing, it was like, yay. So, it's your boy, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Future world champion.
I'm not mad at it. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, the crowd loves him. Yeah,
he's getting the "You Deserve It" chants. Okay,
right? Like somewhere he's
turning the crowd. He's turning the crowd around. He's
become Eddie. Like he's taken that Eddie Moxie, whatever it is, Latino heat,
machismo.
Machismo. Yeah. Breaks out the 619 and got caught.
I also wouldn't have been mad at Penta won, to be honest.
I knew he wasn't going to, but I agree. I like Penta.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't need it right yet. He's doing his rise. He's very quickly gotten this WWE crowd behind him like real fast.
Out of nowhere, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
The wrestling fan in general is just so much more connected.
Yeah.
I mean, someone like me, I don't watch. You've always watched New Japan,
all the different things. Yeah.
I was never that guy, and I mean, of course, it's internet and social media and all the other stuff, sure, but just the average fan knows who. When Penta showed up, everyone knew who he was.
Yeah,
and was excited that he was there. And I mean, like everyone in the crowd, you could see were genuinely excited that he was there. Yes, like Michael Cole said, it is the worst kept secret ever. But
still, the pop was just insane.
Let me turn this up so I can hear what.
So he's kind of talking about his dad and not filling his shoes and stuff. So, yeah.
He is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time because he's been Intercontinental Champion for 2 hours.
I was going to guess about 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of true. He says he's a 20-year veteran in the business. That's not too far off from being true because he's probably about 21 and he's been in the business since he was born. So that's actually not probably too far off. How old was he when he was in that custody battle with Eddie and Ray back? That'd be 20 years ago.
Well,
right?
Well, again, like if he was probably somewhere around, I want to say, could have been as young as 5 or 6.
I thought he was about 6.
Yeah, something. It's like
he wasn't 10.
No. I'd say probably at the old. Okay, he's saying he was 8.
He was 8. I thought he was 8. That's about right. Yeah, at the age of 8.
So because they were asking about that, like when did you first?
Oh, he's got the Eddie shirt on.
Yeah, and he said he was 23 when he debuted as a wrestler. So
to be fair, he's older than I thought he was then.
Yeah, so I think he's probably yeah.
How old are you? 28.
Okay. So yeah, effectively 20 years. In a program like I mean that's
Fair
still
enough.
that's wrestling. That's part of the
that counts.
That's part of it. He was in the ring. He was part of the storyline. He was playing a role. Yeah. Yeah, Becky is back. Definitely big pop. I still think she's a little too skinny.
Yeah, she's not built the same as she used to be. She's not.
Although to be fair, it probably help her longevity and like just keeping her,
I just think she doesn't hit squats as much. I mean, that's just what it comes down to.
True.
Her focus is in a different place.
Yep.
As it should be. I mean, hey, good for her.
Yep. So yeah, we have to that's going to open up some interesting stuff here.
I mean, at some point, her and oh hey, that's good.
Yep.
She's like, why am I here?
Future WWE Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Future WWE Women's Champion.
Oh, absolutely. Gonna tell us about a skunk. You're learning about a skunk currently.
Yes.
We're legitimately listening to
we got the skunk update.
We got the skunk update. Any further questions? It was an average size skunk. They are legitimately asking about this skunk. Oh, she's been gone for a year. Becky.
Yeah.
Rue looks like she wants to say something so badly. Like the press conference. Now she's embarrassed. This is easily the most exciting part of this entire night.
Exactly.
Rue,
yeah,
Becky and Seth's
kid. She's gonna be the future superstar, man. She's already getting it all set up.
This is easily the most exciting part of the whole night. Which is kind of saying something.
Yeah, it
I'm not
is.
saying, I'm just saying.
It
This
really
legitimately
is.
might be the most exciting part. Tell a different story. Becky talking during the post match interview. Valkyrie as well. Lyra has 2 belts. Lyra 2 belts.
Yep.
Lyra is, you can tell, is like genuinely just happy to be there.
Oh
like
yeah.
She's clearly the third wheel right now. She's clearly the third wheel. There's Rue, then Becky, then Lyra. I like that the ones that are interviewing are playing along with this. Rue just took out a microphone. She's
already getting ready.
Playing a heel.
She's gonna be.
I think she's
knocking,
already showing.
She's gonna be flipping tables and
flipping tables like it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. She didn't even seem phased by it. She was like, "Oops." How's the Peppa Pig situation? deep hitting journalism right here. So Becky says she's not
part-time.
Not part-time. I don't think she understands what part-time is. It feels like she's exactly what part-time is. I was gonna say she's Irish.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So yeah, this okay.
Yeah.
Put all that together. And Rue is about to take the microphone and hit her upside the head with it. Full villain, take her title.
It's my belt.
My belt. Yeah, so did we miss any matches?
I don't think as far as like just I think we've touched on
I mean, the energy. I just don't have the energy for it. It's
And I think I'm almost,
like the night of that. I'm sort of.
well, it's
I'm
tough.
kind of disappointed by it.
Sunday, I think it's weird. Like a Sunday night, it's kind of tough, especially Easter weekend and everything, all the other stuff going on. Yeah, I am. I'm all. It's also like the fact that I've been kind of having to watch it, like kind of piecemeal on my phone, and everything too. But
Sure.
also, I don't
No,
quite
fair
feel
enough.
like I missed very much either,
No,
to
you
be
didn't.
honest with you.
I
And
was watching.
then,
You didn't miss anything. Like
and
okay.
that's a
I mean, it was.
shame. You know, that's
This
just
could
a
have been
shame.
Raw.
Right.
The whole show. At best, a backlash or like I said, one of the
Mm-hmm.
lesser PLE or premium live events.
Well,
I just
I'm almost wondering, is the 2 night format really sustainable?
well, last year I didn't think that. The year before, I don't think I thought it either. But
Sure,
I've never gone
sure.
through, and especially if we flip nights. If this had been night one,
Right.
I might go,
Okay.
okay.
Right.
But this is go home. This is setting up the entire next season. Because that's really what I mean. It kind of comes down season. WrestleMania is like the end of a season. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just not, it wasn't much. It wasn't much. I was
Yeah, and again, I think that final match just didn't wasn't it wasn't a bad match, but it just didn't
it
have
wasn't
that. It didn't seem to have that full,
at no point
main
was I
event
like,
WrestleMania.
oh, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
yeah, Travis Scott walked out. I mean, okay. Oh wow, Travis Scott's here. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, Cena gonna do a presser. I don't expect Cody's gonna do one since he walked straight to his
No, he went to his
bus.
bus. He's in his bus. Yeah, and even that, it wasn't. Hey, I don't know. I kind of just don't. It just wasn't that interesting. There's no other way for me to say it. It just Cody's been champ for a year. That's not
Right.
little. You know what I mean? Like, and it was he's at best an afterthought, and maybe that plays into him going villain. I don't know. I mean, not right away. Again, I don't think tomorrow, but
Sure.
it's just real. I don't know.
Well, if anything else, I think you can kind of start to work it in where you can kind of start to show a little bit more of an edge, maybe a little bit, you know,
Christina.
some other things that he might be able to kind of start, kind of become a bit more of an anti-hero type of role, kind of that Stone Cold Randy Orton type,
Sure,
where then
sure.
not necessarily full on heel, but it's like, all right, I'm not making that mistake again.
And
If
don't
I
I
get the
mean
opportunity, I'm just gonna beat him in the head with the.
the guy that got the biggest
Oh,
pop
okay,
tonight was Stone Cold.
okay. Cena
All right,
is
so Cena's coming out to do a presser. All right, where are we at? Coming out to do the presser now.
oh, 'cause, yeah, he's taking the medallions from Cody's version of the
I
belt.
was like, what does he have? Cena taking an eternity to sit his butt down. The last real champion. Yep. Figured that would be the first question. Where's Rock? Question. What happened? He said that's a clickbait question in Lazy Reporter. About mental prep, and that seems like a clickbait question. Pretty lazy. I think I'm sensing a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. He's asking about his smile. He lost his smile. But it seems like a clickbait question. He's doing his best to hold a straight face. To be fair, he's doing a great job because he's like, good question. Does. Are you?
To see how I ruin wrestling.
Let's see how I ruin wrestling.
He's keeping the kayfabe alive. At least he's
good for him. Good for him. I like that.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow night he goes home. This is okay. So this is what he said he was going to go home with the title. And he wasn't coming back, right? Like that was the whole premise. And he's at least going to disappear. He was gonna disappear until at least SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Like he could easily disappear till at least SummerSlam, and no one would think anything about it.
Right.
Which means now Cena's not there, Rock's not there. Who represents any of what, or do they just disappear and people fight amongst themselves? For 4 months, 3 months. How long is it till SummerSlam? August. SummerSlam's in August, I think.
Yeah. So we're looking at about 4-ish months. Because you got Backlash is going to be in between there.
It's still called Backlash. They changed that there for a while, but I can't remember.
Well, basically, it's that whatever they're going to call it. It's that after WrestleMania. You know.
Yeah. Here, let me pull this up real quick. Premium live events. All right, let's see. WrestleMania. Yeah, it's Backlash. It is Backlash. May 10th in St. Louis. And then Worlds Collide. No, then Money in the Bank, June 7th. SummerSlam is August 2nd.
Okay.
In the home of the future Super Bowl champion New York Giants.
Keep that dream alive, man. You just got to keep hope. You just got to keep your head up.
I say what future?
I kind of feel like Doctor Strange in like Infinity War. It's like I see 65 million different timelines, and there's like one. There's
and
just
I'm holding out for that one.
That you're actually in that one timeline where
I'm in that one timeline. Man, since just your team that couldn't have picked their name for the longest time.
And they're the Commodores.
They got a quarterback. Yeah.
They're the Commodores. Yeah, the Commodores. You know, they're easy like a Sunday morning, man. They're
Yeah,
just.
they are Sunday morning. Yeah.
Oh, here come the real man.
Who's coming out? I've got it on mute, so I can't hear anything.
Trips.
His Trips.
Yeah.
I thought by when you said, "Oh man,"
The man.
yeah. I don't know why. Why was that a thing for a while? Why did he talk with the at the end? Because it's not even an accent. It's
no,
like,
it's
like
making
I'm
sure
out
he
of
was.
breath.
It's like he was making sure he was pronunciating.
Yeah, really hitting that last letter. Like Nick Khan's just like chilling right there.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? Oh, we all doing something? Oh, okay. I'm in a different tax bracket from all of you. Like I said, it's still so strange that DX is in charge of WWE. Just so weird.
Well, they kind of were already early back in the day. Just now they don't have the middleman to go through.
Exactly. To be fair, they did save it. I mean, how much different is wrestling if Shawn or Hunter went and joined the NWO? We should do that like a hot. Remember how we did that with the what if, but with Kobe? Did that with in the NBA. We should do a what if. We should do a what if wrestling if Shawn or Hunter went over
to WCW.
WCW, right? I think they would have booted out Hogan for sure, without question.
I don't even know if Hogan would have even been involved. If they went out, like you talking about after Hogan?
I don't mean together.
No, okay.
No.
You mean
like
later? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
we can do it either way. We got to think about that.
Because if they go in at the same time, there's no way Hogan's
forget Hogan.
like Hogan's.
Yeah, Hogan. No. Yeah, he's never involved. Yeah, you want to talk about somebody that they would have called a dinosaur? That dude. That's who they were talking about. That's. I mean, at the end of the day, WCW did have Terra Rising, so just saying. They had their opportunity.
Well, that also brings up another question here. So, like Triple H, especially if they wanted to go more of that realistic vibe, he would have gone in as probably could have gone in as Paul Levesque. I mean, that's a decent enough name. Shawn couldn't go in as Shawn.
Because Shawn is his middle name.
Right.
Michael Shawn Hickenbottom.
Could have gone. He could go in as like Michael Shawn or something like that, but he wouldn't be able to go in as Shawn Michaels.
He couldn't go in as Shawn Michaels, but he could go in as Shawn. Shawn's his name.
Sure. He'd have to figure out like how he wanted to maybe come up with a different last name or something, but he wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
Especially back then, they had all kinds of. I think they're sharper on that now. I think they're more connected with that now. They would come up with some crazy stuff back then because remember the Razor Ramon would come in with the where he had the accent for a while.
Scott came out with the accent. Yeah.
And then he didn't. He had to
Well,
drop that.
they put a cease and desist on that.
Yeah. But you don't know why
Why I'm here.
You know who I am. I never quite understood why saying how many people are there is all that big a deal, really, at the end of the day. And yet, everybody gets very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you don't say it, then people are like, why didn't you say it?
Okay, yeah, Money in the Bank, June 7th, and their first like co-promotion with AAA. Their first like
Right.
not
Yes.
promotion, but first
Yeah.
like pay-per-view. I still
Right.
can't call it the other thing. I
know what you mean.
I'm too old.
PLE, man. PLE.
Sure.
Live, man.
Okay. Because yeah, like it's like yeah, like the belt's not the belt. Like screw off, man. Like I was like that's like still like some like old like Vince vestige, you know. It's like it was like that's where like Cody came in and like
belts aren't belts.
Yeah.
Titles aren't wrestlers aren't wrestlers.
Right.
Superstars. Medical facilities, not hospitals. I don't even get that one. That was one that I was like, all right, titles and belts. Okay, fair enough. Maybe I can kind of follow that. All right, wrestlers, superstars, fair enough. Okay, cool. Hospital, medical facility. What?
And there were just
Like
a
you
whole
made
list
that
of
hard for
things.
no
Like,
reason.
yeah, it's just so
No sneezing in
bizarre.
front of him.
Yo, yeah, forget that.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we can call it a night. It was very underwhelming.
Unfortunately, I think especially for tonight being Sunday and everything, I think they really, they could have just done something to really like draw the hype in and be like, holy crap, I can't wait for tomorrow's Raw. Now for me, it's more
like,
of the, okay, make it make sense now. Cause
it doesn't right now. And Rock said, be patient about, I mean, okay, sure. We wasted 3 months so far, 2 months.
Like,
what you got, man?
What's going on, dude? Like, you need to do something because otherwise I'm just going to forget about like you altogether. And and he's going to show up like, oh yeah, Rock was part of this thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And they'll come up with some like, oh, this is really tied together. We were so smart. Like, nah, Vince used to do stuff like that too.
Yeah. Storylines will just go nowhere.
Nowhere.
Anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. At least got some excitement out of this night too.
Drew McIntyre, that's the one we forgot about.
Well, I think we got started on that. Well, you were talking about Drew as maybe a potential storyline piece as far as all this whole like thing, but like yeah. I like Damian Priest. It'd have probably been better if they'd have given him a better opponent, but here we are. Again, just kind of
night. It's just that's the over and over again. It's like,
oh well. All right. Well, thanks everybody that popped on. Thanks especially for everyone who watched last night. Hope again everyone enjoyed watching WrestleMania for WrestleMania weekend. And with that, this is Gettingworked signing off.
Later, fam.
Go to the end.